Themed to a hawk that somehow catches on fire is a hand-me-down coaster from the closed Gayuga Lake.
Wait, you mean there aren't actually any flaming hawks during the ride?
Firehawk is leaving Kings Island, and to that I have to say, bring on the Giga. Because hallelujah, guys, this is a good thing. There are a lot of people who are sad that Firehawk is leaving, but trust me, when the name of your park is Kings Island, if you're taking out a coaster, that means only good things are on the way. Because they know how passionate their fans are, and so when you take away one of their roller coasters, they gotta make up for it somehow. And I know how bad everyone has been wanting a Giga at Kings Island, and at one point they even went as far as to indirectly confirm that Kings Island would eventually get a Giga. And it just makes sense. I mean, if you think about the parks around the world, which one would be the next logical location to get a coaster over 300 feet, Kings Island makes the most sense. When you look at their attendance, the fan base, the amount of land they have, like obviously it would be Kings Island. But in order to find a location for that, you're gonna have to make some changes. Firehawk sits on prime real estate. If you take out Firehawk, that is gonna give you access to all of the Dinosaurs Alive land and everything else that is way back there. Would there be another way for them to access it? Sure, maybe. But you also have to remember that Firehawk, where it is positioned in the park, is a good location. That section of the park that Firehawk sits in is the only major area of the park without one of the big coasters at Kings Island. Yeah, you have the Racer and Flight of Fear and whatnot, but I'm talking about like Banshee, Diamondback, Mystic, and Beast. Those are all spread out in different locations of the park. That Coney Mall X-Base area lacks one of Kings Island's signature attractions. Yeah, Flight of Fear is always popular, and Firehawk may seem popular because it always has a line, but I promise you that's probably just because of the dispatch times, how long it takes to send out those trains. It is not one of Kings Island's most popular rides. Prove it. Okay. I have been to Kings Island tons of times. Do you know how many times I've ridden Firehawk? 5. That's while I can say that I've ridden Mystic Timbers over 30 times, and that was built in 2017, and I've been going to Kings Island since 2015, and so out of the 4 years I've been going to Kings Island, 5 rides on Firehawk. That's an average of 1 a year, except for 1 year when I decided to ride it twice. That's not a very good average. And I know that I am not the only one who tends to skip out on Firehawk when they go to Kings Island. It's not that Firehawk is a bad ride, because actually, I kind of enjoy it. I mean, I'd much rather take it over Nighthawk, but I don't think it's a bad coaster, but here's the problem. When your park is Kings Island, you can just see the quality level in all of the other rides there. Every other coaster stands out in some sort of way. The Firehawk is just kind of okay. I mean, you have to remember, this is a relocated coaster. It was not specifically designed for Kings Island. That was problem number 1. Problem number 2, it's a Vekoma Flying Dutchman. These things are notorious for being maintenance nightmares. One of the coasters that people thought might be on the chopping block was Vortex. Vortex is an Arrow. Those things will go on forever. They do not have the same level of maintenance problems that a Vekoma Flying Dutchman has. Look at Batwing at Six Flags America. That was closed most of this season because of maintenance problems. And while we're on the topic of Batwing, those of you who are sad about Firehawk leaving, great news. Batwing at Six Flags America is the exact same thing. So if you want to be able to ride the same ride, there you go. So no, I am not sad that Firehawk is leaving. It lines up with what everyone was saying about how they should bring in a Giga coaster for 2021. And if they were to get a Giga, that is where you put it. I saw someone made a mock-up where they cut out Fury 325 and put it over the Firehawk plot of land and stretched it out behind Racer near Beast, and it fit pretty well. Not saying they're going to go with a Fury clone because they most definitely won't, but if they're getting a Giga, it'll probably be from B&M, and it'll stretch out using that Dinosaurs Alive plot of land and wind all around back there. It just makes sense. And that'll mean that both Kings parks have a Giga coaster next to Flight of Fear, which I think is hilarious. It'll just really be a big refresher to that area of the park. I know for me, I would be spending a lot more time in X-Base. The other perk with having a brand new coaster next to Flight of Fear is that Flight of Fear guaranteed the ridership numbers are going to go up. Look at what happened to Maverick when Steel Vengeance was built. That ride suddenly is a lot more popular than it was before, and it was already very popular. It just makes sense. It's all about location. So be sure to get your last rides in on Firehawk before it closes at the end of the season. I know I'll be going out to Kings Island one more time so I can go ride it before it closes. As for will it get shipped to another park or will it be scrapped, honestly, I could see it go either way. If it does go to another park, most likely it'll be Michigan's Adventure. But then again, you also have to look at what Cedar Fair has done with past coasters that they've closed, such as Knott's Boomerang, which was also a Vekoma. We said, oh, send that to Michigan's Adventure. That didn't happen. So it is possible that just because of costs and everything that they will just scrap Firehawk, which is fine with me. I think if it does find a new home, that's good too. Send it to another park that could use it. But if not, you know, oh well. Like I said, you have Batwing and Nighthawk, the other two Flying Dutchman coasters in America. So I really don't see any reason to be sad about this. Again, Firehawk, not a bad ride, but when it comes to the coasters at Kings Island, definitely lacking, and I can guarantee you 100% what replaces it will be 1,000 times better. So hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to post your comments below about what you think of Firehawk leaving Kings Island. Let me know if you agree with me and what I've said. And of course, stay tuned for more Firehawk videos because I'll have a few more coming in honor of its demise at the end of this season. So stay tuned for those, and I'll catch you guys later.